Hey everyone, and welcome to Razor's Edge. This is Jim, as always. Today we're looking at No Rest for the Wicked, The Breach. This comes from Moon Studios. I believe it was released in April-ish. When it first came out, it was mostly positive reviews. Let's just say, um, interesting feedback. Um, it does right now retail for about $40 US. I don't necessarily say I would wait for a sale if this is a type of genre you're into. It reminds me of kind of the old school Diablo or more recently, I can't even think of the titles. There's so many. That's the 2D look down perspective, no scrolling of the screens. um what I found so far, so I've gone through. You start out pretty good story dialogue. It's very interesting. The character models are a little interesting. Everybody looks kind of like a zombie. Um but there is a fair amount of rigging. If you're into graphic design, you know what I'm talking about as far as the models and movement. um I did find that controllers are definitely going to have an advantage in this title. um they just released a pretty significant patch, um and some what's next, what's coming up. So it is in early access. um so far I've had a pretty good. Oh, Exile. It's funny how, as you get older, things just pop into your head. So it's kind of like in that same genre. This one, although, has a little bit more detail of crafting and of food, of weapons, gather recipes. And I'll go into more detail of that. I am including chapter breaks here so you can skip through if you're looking for a particular aspect of the game. But this is that first look, and I want to cover everything. So wherever you navigate, or if you watch the full video, thank you. But hopefully this helps make your decision, whether this is something you're going to be interested or just going to take a hard pass. So with that, let's jump in. Let's start talking about the game, shall we? So the first thing we're going to take a look at is we're going to go through all the options available to you. You can turn off hints and tutorials, cinematics. I mean, you can read. One of the things I had to do immediately under mouse and keyboard is I had to remap pretty much all of the keys to suit my typical game style. And it does force you to have every key mapped. Display quite a bit under here, as far as brightness, contrast, HDR if you want it. I normally play with HDR on. I don't record a video with HDR on. Same thing with VSync. Graphics, there's various upscaling in there. If you've got an NVIDIA, it's going to take advantage of that. You can turn motion blur off, which I did. Let's see what else in here. I think that's pretty much else. I don't think there's anything to game here. Audio. Turn the music down just a little bit. And I know it says sometimes you have to hit the space bar or F to confirm. Other times it just takes it. But that's way too much into detail. So let's take a look here. We've got different realms. Right now, this is the game that I started, and you can create another realm. And you can name it whatever you want. Let's just call it video. And you can turn that prologue off so you don't have to continue to... Lord help us, but we shouldn't have to go through that whole thing again. I'm gonna pause here while we're waiting. So yeah, starting a new realm, definitely you can skip the whole ship tutorial where you begin on a ship. It pretty much is a basis, kind of how you got here, with a lot, you know, a few cutscenes, some story. I don't want to give away too much, but it does have a lot of dialogue in it. There's also, as you notice, some physics in here. As far as moving around objects, a lot of breakable items. You know, nice to take out your frustration on a box or a barrel. And then I'm gonna kill this crab. And there's, you know, this is where I think controllers are gonna come in handy. It looks like it has totally ignored my my setups because I can no longer dodge. Oh, there we go. So you got dodges and parries, things like that. You'll see that in the tutorial. But I want to go through some of the menus. So I should have turned off the stupid hints. This is some of the things I was talking about. They're still a little bit buggy on a keyboard. I'm hitting spacebar and it's not reacting to my input. But I mean, let's keep going. We've already said that. So here you can, with the fire, you do the cooking of recipes. I assume potions might be the same. I haven't gotten that far. Upgrade your weapons. Looks like there's gonna be like rune slots, things like that. And then each of the items, as you collect them, if they're new, they'll obviously have the little yellow indicator. So I'm not sure. These are quest items, which leads me to the next. Oop, not the map. Yeah, map is interesting. Once you click on map, I can't get back out. I have to hit escape and then go in. So right now I have no quests, no bounties, and no challenges, but those are all listed there. Here's your character stats as you level up. Typical things you'd expect to see. A lot of information here as far as weight, things of that nature. Weapons, blueprints, food. This is the only recipe we have right now. I did start this realm, by the way, with everything from my other realm as far as my character. It just put me at the very beginning with the beach.
I knew it. Should have never brought you on board. You'll never make it to Sacrament. This coast is crawling. There isn't. Back at sea.
And this is going to be your first quest. So we now have the Sacrament as our new quest. You can hit that tab and you can get the details of just what they're talking about. You can show it on the map. Well, yeah, so I'm here. There's where I need to go. So not bad. You can put waypoint markers on there. So that gives you a little bit of what the dialogue is like in some scenes. Other ones are complete cutaways into a combination of cartoon, almost like a tapestry or drawing, with the animation in the foreground. So I kind of like the way they did that. Definitely a lot more story than Exiles, where it just kind of throws you in and you just go kill everything. So let's jump forward a bit and we'll pick it back up. So I completely forgot. You do have female and male models. You're limited into, I mean, if you're one of those people like my wife, she likes to change everything as far as customization. Well, let's see. Let's just use her online name of Izzy. And you can put in hardcore mode in there as well. Customizing. This is the stuff she gets into. She can spend 3 hours creating a character. I spend about 5 minutes. That's just wow. Yep. That's not what my wife looks like. Just saying. All right, I'm going to jump back into my realm because that's where I want to be. I just wanted to be able to show you could skip them. You can create multiple realms. Multiplayer is coming. I saw that in the roadmap. So co-op mode, it's coming. And pretty excited about that because my wife would probably like playing this with me. All right, so now I'm gonna get to a point where, well, let's show you this. So here's where you actually use the recipes. Right now, as far as I've gotten, it's just for cooking, because that's what it told me to do. So can't really do anything with these items because I don't have a recipe for them yet, but they do mark them as ingredients for food recipes. So looks like we need another area or more blueprints, but I don't think I can cook any more of these. Oh, looks like I can. All right, so now I have 3 food, which is good. All right, so as you can see, I cannot turn the screen. There's no rotating around. And I did notice the mouse is a focal point. You can map a key to mark a target, which I'm doing there. You can see it. And then my attacks will focus on the target, which is handy if you've got several baddies on the screen and you want to focus fire on one. You don't have to worry about where your mouse is. Now controller, obviously you're going to be completely different, but same principle. I do like the ambient sounds. But I'm going to move back forward. Looks like we got our first weapon, so let's go into inventory. If you just double click on the item, it automatically throws it into an inventory slot. A lot of information in here. Yeah, see the gem slots. I was right. Got these games all figured out. All right. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to get a little further into some serious combat, show you some examples of some cutscenes, and give you the full overview from my experience. And we'll go from there. And then it'll be up to you. So one of the things that I noticed when I was playing is it doesn't go into a lot of detail as far as what areas you can get to. At first glance, you'd think this is the end. But holding the shift key not only jumps across the objects, which you'll see in the tutorial, but you'll also be able to climb. Same thing with ladders. So, yeah, we're in a dungeon now. There are areas that require like a shovel or a pickaxe. And it is really dark because we don't have a torch. I'm just smashing it. Emptiness because I can't see it. All right, let's see if this is, can we climb that? Nope. Oh yeah, there's one more cool thing. You can go up against a wall and you can actually hit hide and hold onto the wall. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fumble my way through here. Another thing I like is the backstab. You'll actually do it in the tutorial. Dun 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 dun. Oh, well, so much for that. I failed. All right. Well, that didn't work as planned. So one thing to note, saving. So if you get killed, it takes you back to these channels, and to activate them, you just click on them, and then they're yours. I believe it shows them on the map as well. So this is all the stuff I've done so far. That's where I need to go. I'm just kind of milling about. I like the fact that it's an open world. I'm free to go wherever I want. I've even dove into a cave where I couldn't even damage the mobs that were in there. So we boogied out of there. But yeah, we're about to enter a dungeon, so I think I'm going to jump in there. If there's nothing of great revelation, I was wanting to hope to show the infusing of how the infusion process works. Maybe I'll add that in a future video, but we'll get through this dungeon crawl, and we'll see if I can't show that. All right, so I'm just going to keep playing instead of pausing. I did figure out that the axe does go into the tool slot. It's pretty obvious if I was halfway paying attention and had more caffeine. So the one thing I will note that I definitely recommend a joystick for this. One of the downsides is that good lord. There's angled bridges. Those are kind of a challenge. It took me like, it sort of stops the flow of the game if you have to focus on going in a or a horse, what the hell? At an angle, you end up using the shift, the WSD key. It's just, it's like wiggling. It's annoying. Other than that, though, this has been pretty straightforward. Oh, come on. Did he have a key? But this is gonna be easy. I don't see a key on him. Oof. More enemies. They do climb. Come on, back up. Let me grab some food here. Let's see, F. What? It switched my food. Oh my god, I couldn't have possibly eaten all that food yet. No. Let's equip it. There. There we go. Now we're talking. See ya. Let's see where this goes. I think I was here, but I was below. Yeah, I was at that ladder at the bottom. Definitely gonna take some practice with the dodging. It just comes with time, which I don't have a lot of. Not today. Let's see, what are our pants? Defense wise, those are definitely better. I like the compare, just like the other titles I mentioned before. It does show you stat differences. Armor doesn't show me the 25. They're the same. Okay, so if there's a difference, yeah. So that's pretty handy. All right. Alrighty then. I'm anxious to see where I get to spend this coin. I guess if I get off my butt and actually find out where that city's at. Instead of probably in areas I'm not supposed to be in yet. Can he jump? Yes. Can he jump? But I can climb. I think I was already. That was what I was talking about right there. That was so annoying to cross. And I didn't even need to.
Just give us back the gate switch, Smithy, and we'll let you pass.
Whatever. Oh boy. Oh, I was trying to eat. At least you don't lose your gear. I wonder if it takes damage. I didn't see durability. Yeah, it does. Ain't that a shame? Repair. So there's a penalty there for sure. But that's typical. That's what I expected. Cool. I think we've covered a lot. So that's not too bad. I like to keep these short. Definitely gives you a feel for what you're getting. I mean, if you're looking for something as polished as like Exile or some of the other titles, which I think this game has a lot more to offer than Exile, personally. But having said that, more polished. Maybe wait for a sale before you dive into the early access, because there definitely is some refinement and some tuning. I've noticed some just little bugs here and there, but overall I think this is a good game. It's a great title, and hopefully the team keeps working on it. So I mean, it did come out last year, and with this patch, pretty significant improvements from what I've read. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video for No Rest for the Wicked. And we'll see you on the next video, the next episode, next game. Have a good day. Bye.